hunger.
This conference will now
First,
be recorded.
first is we know that hunger. It's a sensation. All of we know that we feel some sensation for appetite. We need some food. But actually, in case of hunger in economical or political terms, it's the needs of food, but scarcity of foods. Maybe for particular people, maybe for some local region, maybe in a country. Needs of food simultaneously scarcity of food. It's we called as hunger. So it's very unfortunate for us. Almost 805 million undernourished people world today. We are very much aware about many diseases like AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis. So if we count the data, how much people died of with combined three important diseases, we would be surprised that for hunger or starvation more than people died of. Now we are all under pandemic condition, COVID-19, and it's loss of loss. But also, how much people we lost due to COVID. But if we just think about due to this hunger or starvation, more than that people simultaneously or continuously died of. And it's also been notified that this figure, that is 805 million, 791 people, they belong in developing countries like Asia, particularly Southeast Asia or Indian subcontinent, southern part of America, and obviously Africa. So among them is also be very unfortunate that most sufferer are the kids, childrens. Almost 3.1 million children each year died of due to this hunger problem, especially in case of Africa, where actually malnutrition and this problem due to their climatic problem as well political issues is going on. Out of six, one out of six, roughly 101 million people in developing countries is underweight. So it's not all time needs to be reach ultimate, that is died of. Sometimes underweight or malnutrition is a potent problem in case of developing countries. Children, and in case of India, especially in case of rural area, women are too suffering under malnutrition due to deficiency of balanced food or sufficient food. So if we just have a look on this graph, there is some steady state, sometimes some increasement of number of hungry people around the world up to 2010. But then just it's not very significant. But if it's not significant, but it's just a gradual decrement in this slope. So here actually involvement of technology in agriculture, because now alarming situation, 11th hour, we cannot feed our people or starving mankind. So now all the scientists actually till that actually agriculturists or biologists mainly concentrate on this field, how to increase productivity, how to make some pesticides, how to make some genetically engineered crop for some particular area like this. But now worldwide scientific fields of various area in almost each and every technician now needs to be concentrated on the field of agriculture. The objective is to just enhancing quality or quantity of the food product, because if we want to survive we need fast food, and second one medicine. So that's why we don't have any option. That's why now technologists other than biologists or agriculturists also interfere in the field of agriculture for producing more crops. So, if we think that why we need so much food, because first is that actually we have problems for 3P: population, poverty, and pollution. These 3P actually becomes miserable for entire society. So first is that population explosion, particularly for especially developing countries. If these trends could be continued, I think 2015 it would be 9 billion. So to feed this 9 billion people, we need to increase 60% productivity of agriculture, which is actually almost impossible if we are not transforming, or if we are not in fact metamorphosing our system from traditional to a smarter approach. So as I already said that, so this population explosion, that is the first P, which combines poverty. Second one, third one, due to climatic changes, maybe there lots of lands are there, but they are not productive due to pollution, due to scarcity of water. Lots of problems are there. So actually what happens due to these 3Ps, if we just take our weapon, fight against them, we have to transform in a new sustainable approach or a smarter approach to gain food security for our starving mankind. Food security in that sense, to feed each and every people in the world balanced, healthy, and pollution free food. It's not just any type of food you can get them and call that yes, it's a food security is satisfied. So we need to provide them secure food for entire universe. That's why actually we need to transform, or we need to involve convergence of technology with agriculture to create a new offering that would be smarter. That's we call in our usual terminology smart agriculture. Today's hot topic or today's research arena, where technology in true sense, technology from computer science, from electronics, from any mechanical engineering, from civil engineering, each and everywhere, all the technicians when involved for betterment of agriculture productivity, then this input of technology and combined with traditional agriculture, when we step forward towards creating hunger-free world, then it's a smart agriculture. So recently, one of the most emerging concept is a smart farming. Smart agriculture, that means smart productivity, smart farming. Smart farming where we use some drones, we use some GPS system, robotics, sensor, like many technological aspects for producing more crops instead of our traditional farming. So, and we can achieve our data through IoT based Internet to Things, which we called normally IoT based application in a terminal device. That means if you monitoring some technological under some technological aspects, then we can get final data in some terminal device, like sometimes in a we can use a laptop and almost everywhere in mobile, which is most user friendly for farmers. So what is the objective of this? So we are using IoT based agriculture, application of artificial intelligence for more crop production. So mainly these are precision based agriculture. So precision means if you have a land but you cannot understand manually how much potassium deficit in your land, then it would be better if you just use some precision based agriculture, then using sensor, and obviously your data would be transferred in your terminal device using some app or like this. That is, you have deficiency of phosphorus or potassium or whatever maybe, then can you use these fertilizers. Agricultural drone, that is a very high research topic today's world. If you have hectares of land, but it's very problematic to spray uniformly there pesticide or fungicide, then it would be better if you using some unmanned vehicles or drones there, then it work for you. Another is that if you have a hectares of land, as I said that, but maybe there you cannot predict your all plants are healthy or not, maybe they are affected by disease. As for example, if you have a potato lands, but one very important disease in case of potato is lead blight disease. So if your plant got affected by lead blight disease, just very to next day all the fields almost gone. So you need to be very cautious, but it's very
Ma'am,
impossible.
excuse me,
Hello?
ma'am.
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt you, but your
Yeah?
first slide is visible only.
Okay, just I'm again, I think, okay, I'm just back. Again, is that it is needed to share every slide?
Ma'am, your thank you slide is
Yes,
visible right now.
last slide.
Is it now visible?
Participants,
Yes,
Yes,
please
yes.
it's visible.
mute yourself.
Yes, it's visible.
So I am now changing
Yes,
another
ma'am.
one. This change is visible?
Yes, it's visible
Yes,
now.
it is visible, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, so now we can back again. That is about which type of smart agriculture we can opt. That is I am continuing with drone. That is a very important in case of disease or plant health detection, first one. Second one, if you use just these unmanned vehicles for spraying pesticide uniformly, fungicide uniformly, this is a very good business opportunity also. If you any multinational company or pesticide company, they actually use these unmanned vehicles for detecting in particular areas plant health. If it is targeting some particular disease, then they obviously get data previous to in fact farmers also. Okay, then they send their distributor or their others suppliers to this particular area before other companies. So Bayer and Monsanto, like this, they are actually now using these techniques. In fact, from our university, me and others faculty members submitting one project in Bayer crops, Hyderabad, for detecting some particular plant disease or plant health in a particular area using these agrodrones. Okay, so another is that smart greenhouse. Say for example, if you are planning to feed fresh vegetables in for the soldiers of Siachen or for desert, so how do you work for there? Because the land is not productive. You can only use smart greenhouse using sophisticated techniques to control everything under controlled condition, and you can use this soilless production using smart agriculture based techniques and give them fresh and quality and healthy vegetables. Okay, So livestock monitoring, if you want to just monitoring each and every day your cows or goats or others livestock feeds, then you can also use this artificial intelligence or IoT based techniques for your monitoring. So just have a look on this. The lower figures is a field. So you need to provide them proper irrigation. You need to provide them proper manuring, proper pesticide, proper each and everything. That is agronomic practices or agronomic management. But think about that. If there is any problem, you cannot do manually. If your this greenhouse or your culti production system may be far from your area, you can there use the upper portion, that is using smart agriculture based irrigation system. And if you just programming them and using some precision based software, it automatically just imagine or gathering data that yes, it's need now water, needs now fertilizer or anything. Okay, then it would be better. So this technique you can not only use for some glass house, you can also use in case of distance value added crops like tea. Teas are not actually cultivated in our locality, so it's a very distance crops, some uh, outside of locality. So sometimes it's very problematic to for monitoring their health, monitoring their needs or other agronomic practices. But this is a very high value cross cash crops. We can actually gather our foreign currency from this one also. So if you use there, that is this type of monitoring system, this type of provider system, then it would be better for them. Yes, for normal crop or for normal till now within our country, rural peoples are take care of it, farmers are there. But in case of remote area, then it would be very problematic. So our entire economy face problems due to loss of huge loss for this crop due to their poor management, due to various disease. In that case, we can use this one. But traditional farming, obviously, it till now backbone of our nation. And most of cases, in case of normal cultivated land, we prefer traditional farming. But we need to understand that entire agriculture now a time of transition phase. We want or not, but agriculture maybe next few decades it would be controlled by contact farming, when many agriculture industries, sometimes multinational industries also involved there. They are always using these new cutting edge techniques for more production of foods, involve minimum requirement of manpower. This is their strategy. So we cannot escape from this smarter approach, or we cannot be just traditional minded, because our we need third green revolution actually now, if we want to feed our nation or worldwide starving people. So these are the benefits of smarter agriculture. That is, if we want to just convey, if there is any climatic change is there, so if we just use there some regular based data in our terminal device like mobile, one farmer maybe he or she far from cultivated land, and every day he or she gets data how pH range, how UV is there, temperature, relative humidity, water content, moisture contents are there. As part this one, they can actually make their strategy for other practices, it's needs to just cutting up the plants today or not, like this. So it is manually controlled is not every time is easy. When especially, as I said, that many industry and their employers, they are not directly farmers, their employers are now within these subjects. So it would be better for them, just after using these techniques they can gather their data and accordingly they make their strategy when they proceed for cutting or when they proceed for next irrigation or manuring, like these small practices which are very important in case of agriculture productivity. Because using just like we are using wireless networks and others, just like just send as I said that send their data each and every day. And by this way actually multinational companies and in fact many industry in India also, they cutting their manpower. It is not very good, but in some cases when manpowers are not sufficient, this is only the way to continuing productivity or continuing monitoring and continuing uh, providing sufficient food, water, irrigation and each and everything to plant for making productivity. Is just drones. Already I have asked that some drones which actually helps to provide many information. It can take data for your regular weather forecasting. It can take image for your plant health and other purposes. You can use also them. Irrigation system it can use within glass or greenhouse also. If you want, it's also you can use in a small sector of open field also. Sensor is a very important in case of precision based agriculture or smart agriculture. There are lots of sensor we use. So all time, especially if you conserve some seeds, main problem is that there are lots of moisture content. If lots of moisture contents are there, there is a probable problem for microbial contamination. Sometimes some seeds need some moisture content. Sometimes some soil, they need some soil pH, specific pH for crop productivity. For if you need, in case of traditional agriculture, you need to collect this and then you have to go your laboratory and then process with some biochemical parameters or using instruments. But now using this smart agriculture approach, scientists, special technician or technician, electrical engineers mainly, they are actually making some handy small sensor for solving these purposes. We can easily just go to field and then take some soil samples, and by these electrochemical sensor we can just get some soil parameters data, like how much pH are there, if there is any metal contamination within soil or like this. Okay, so there are lots of sensors are there by which you can easily access and easily decide how to make your strategy for making production. Okay, so another is image analysis. It needs, if you have a hybrid seed company or you are doing hybridization in traditional way. So it's a vast large population data where rather from your parental types there are lots of hybrids are there. So it's very troublesome and time consuming if you just take various samples from there, then just make data and gather them, then analyze them. But if you are have a software which at fast image based analysis, you can just send a drone, you can send a unmanned vehicles to take picture, or you can manually take picture if you don't have so much money for investment. Then with these images you can easily just feed your artificial intelligence based some programs where each and every data would be analyzed. That is how tall your plants are, how number of grains or various data you can easily calculate from or gather from there. In fact, one Berlin based agricultural company, they make one software application, Plantix, which actually recognize if there is any nutrient deficiencies. Actually, when drones or manually you can take images and feed these images in your system, then if there is any nutrition deficiency, obviously there are some parameters are there and they can sensing you, yes, these among maybe 50,000 plants images, 10,000 suffered by nutrition or particularly that locality, then you can make your strategy according to them. So this is also sensor based. If you have a small agricultural fields which marginal farmers, so we have most of the marginal farmers, so you can use these for various purposes, just like detecting chlorophyll from there, how much chlorophyll, because chlorophyll is a very good marker for plant health. More chlorophyll, that means more carbohydrate consumption by photosynthesis, so more better yield. You can easily gather data from there, solar radiation, humidity, temperature, likes, these all the equipment, these all the entities which needs for making better production or better yield or better quality yield, you can take all data from this sensor based system rather than laboratory based, time consuming or skilled, where needs skilled manpower or technician for making these laboratory systems. Because if you purchase some sensors from markets and just learn about their systems, then any, in fact our farmers also use this one. But for all the data, if you want to gather by using your laboratory, then obviously you need to be skilled manpower and it's very time consuming, and ultimately you have a good laboratory with sophisticated instruments, so it's obviously many capital investments. But there, everything cannot be foolproof, so there are lots of problems are there, especially for India, where farmers are basically poor and not very skilled, not very much educated. So for them, using IoT based techniques, using this sensor, especially getting data by using mobile app, this is not very easy. And almost very area in our country, or there is not very good internet connection. So these are the main actually problem for this sky high, though we have sky high expectation for the smart agriculture, but we cannot speed up this process. Though multinational company, for multinational MNC and others, for okay, for them and their skilled manpowers or employers, they can easily handle these art. But the problem is in case of our normal farmers, those are not so much educated, and others are that, for if we think about capital investment, then if we use smart agriculture based greenhouse for our crop production, obviously lots of capital investments are there. So these are the main drawback for this smart agriculture. But problem is that, yes, money needs more money, but when you don't have anything to do, especially under pandemic condition, if we consider this pandemic condition, when you cannot manage labor, in fact I am telling about rural India, where you cannot manage sometimes for weeding, very for irrigation. So then what to do? Due to lockdown, you cannot move from one to another area. So if your cultivated land may be far from your locality, so actually when pandemic arises last year especially, these type of problem faced by agriculture related people which we never faced. So this time actually smart agriculture based industry or agriculture smart agriculture based this solution creates a booming business for today's world. And it would be clear that from some data that in case of US 5.6 billion they earned 2020, while US dollars 6.2 billion 2021. So if we consider these trends, that then obviously smart agriculture based approach would be the future of agriculture, because we don't know when this pandemic would be totally eliminated. We don't know how much problems would be in our future, but if you have technology in your hands, you can use these weapons against these all the problems, and you are continuing your production. Because if pandemics are there, if anything would be there, if world war also be started, but you all time feel hunger. Hunger never stops. They are not cared about if where is going up, if pandemics are affected. So you need to produce food for continuous system, just a continuous system. So there are lots of future scopes for there. There are lots of future stuff. Obviously, there are lots of drawbacks also. But when you introducing some new techniques, obviously in world never be any techniques are there which when introduced there was no problems are there. That's why obviously there are few problems are there. But if you consider about your future of agriculture, future of this science, then there are lots of scopes are there. In case of every branches of science, there are lots of normal traditional branches like plant physiology, genetics, agriculture, biotechnology, soil science, horticulture, seed technology, and agronomy and other branches also. So entomology and agriculture business, for each and every branch of agriculture, there needs to input some smarter approach, needs to invent or application or implementation of some technology based equipment for getting more foods within minimum time. So if we just consider some success in case of academia and industry, there are lots of success are there. These are the reference. If you want, we can say at this one, that these are the some. There are lots of examples are there where actually various academics use this smarter approach. Actually, if you want to establish this school of thoughts, that is using smart agriculture, then academics and industry they need to be tied together. Because academicians they have their brains, they can use or they can innovate some technology, but implementation of this technology only be successful when any industry comes forwards and they take care of this technology for commercialization, towards commercialization, then it would be actually makes a successful story. So there are some references are there. So now just I want to say and happy to inform you that as I work in Adamas University, from this year we are actually starting School of Smart Agriculture. This is the fast approach in India, because School of Agriculture everywhere. We also pass out from a School of Agriculture, but School of Smart Agriculture we are first time in India. We started this one from this year, because in this course we have some new vision. That is, obviously we cannot escape from traditional agriculture. We need this knowledge. But if you want to input some technical aspect, actually in future, we want or not, but smart agriculture, contact farming, industrial collaboration, these all are the futures of Indian or world agriculture sector. So keeping in this mind, we knew that then we need huge manpower, huge human resources. That's why we knew open up these new sectors, that developing human resource, those have actual idea about traditional agriculture, also this smart technological based arena where they need to be implemented. So we have some mission, obviously, because in this course, the course name is BSc Honors in Agriculture, recommending by ICAR, and 4 years, 8 semester as usual. But this actually, apart from normal traditional agriculture, we implement this area, which is at the specialty of our new courses. This is our land availability are there. We have very good laboratory structure, because if you want to just pursuing your career in agriculture as a student or as a resource person, you need to have two types of knowledge. One is field based knowledge, another is technological based knowledge in case of normal agriculture, and another, obviously, third one is that you need to have other disciplinary knowledge in case of normal agriculture. That is, agriculture knowledge includes
This
start
conference will now be
yes,
recorded.
BSc Agriculture from this year under School of Smart Agriculture. So just I want to mention here that smart agriculture, because we actually, our vision is to develop skilled human resources for future agriculture, to make agriculture is a profitable business for multinational company and other aspect. In case of government sectors, in future they all need this skilled manpower. Those have not only traditional agricultural knowledge, they have also extra something, that is they need to implement some techniques, just like artificial intelligence, image processing, making sensors like this. Okay, that's why Adamas University started this venture from this year, because our university has abundant land for traditional agriculture, very well equipped laboratory. Apart from that, we have other departments like computer engineering, like mechanical engineering and others. We have definitely one very skilled and highly talented research scientist or research groups for smart agriculture. They are still working. So there are lots of areas. If you want to pursue your career in the field of agriculture, you have several categories of job. You can after graduation you can join in be as a bank card. You can join in a school. You can join in a industry as a technician. You can start your own business. Also, you can if you continue in your higher study, after completing your study, you can join as a staff scientist in MNC. You can join as a research scientist. You can pursue your career as an academician in university or colleges. So there are lots of aspects or avenues. I must say that in case of normal agriculture also, no students like can just searching their job. This never happened in case of agriculture students. Always they have some jobs. within market. So if you're planning to pursue your careers in agriculture, so you don't need to be worried that we have job or not, because job is there. So you just decorate your career accordingly, and after that obviously you will getting your jobs. So now I want to share some of our work in Adamas University by Agriculture Smart Agriculture Group. We are using these soil-based aeroponics techniques for making some medicinal roots. One of the project, lots of projects we are handling there, but it's one of the projects that is a Hemistesmus indicus. We popularly know that Onontomul. So we are using this Onontomul soil-based culture in using aeroponics techniques. But I am just showing this one because it's aeroponics techniques. That means there is a soilless system and roots within aeroponics chambers, just like it. There is a chambers where the roots are hanging there, and their aero mist with their media, their fertilizers are there, and so it's within chamber. So it's normal. It's not so much smarter approach. It's a traditional approach in case of till that, but smarter approach that as it's within chamber, you cannot monitoring regularly their data about their root growth, or root is the main economic part of this plant, because there are lots of secondary metabolites. Actually there is a few second metabolites or chemicals within the roots which actually substitute vanillin. That's why this root is very important for in case of nutraceutical, in case of pharmaceutical, and obviously in case of cosmetic industries. So as it's within just if you concentrate on fast images, it's within a chamber. So if you regularly monitoring its chamber, then these plants would be obviously get affected. So if you use some monitoring or automatic system taking their figures, and as I said that IoT based device, you just receive these images regularly in your mobile or laptop. After that, using some software programs, you can easily monitor the phenotypic data, how much they are long, how many lateral roots are there, because each and every data related with roots, that means with economic involvement, because you are just trading these roots, not the other parts of the plant. So from our research team, by me and another two faculties, actually we are work on it, and happy to inform you it's a final stage. That's not I am giving this one, this almost accepted form in industrial crops and products, which fifth rank journal in agronomic impact factor 5.6. So using this is our one of our work. We have lots of other works like lead blight disease detection by using agrodrones, development of smell sensor, like lots of works. Actually we are now working to on in this new arena of smart agriculture field. So just I must share all the team members of smart farming, actually who's without their, especially for scholars and students, because without their contribution we cannot do anything. Their hard working and their contribution regularly, actually we now had a patent and a publication, each and everything for. So thank you obviously all of my scholars and students and other faculty members. But last not least, I must say that hats off to our farmers. How much is not important, how much would be we are smarter. So we need to take implement our new technology, cutting edge improvement, each and everything. But main in case of we are Indian, we have lots of millions of peoples. We have rural India, so there is no alternatives to our great farmers. So without there, we cannot put without obviously using technology, using smarter approach, and using each and everything, we can support, we can augment productivity. But the backbone of this productivity, each and everything, lies hard work, dedication, and talent of our farmers, the son or daughter of our soil. Thank you, everyone. So, if you have any question, please ask me. May I stop
Dear
sharing?
Yes, ma'am. Dear participants, if you have any doubt, you can post your questions in the chat box. Anyone, any questions?
So,
So
any
as we
question
have,
from organizers are also? If organizers has also any question, you can ask me.
ma'am, no questions. It was indeed an informative session.
Yeah.
So last but not the least, I would request our founder coordinator, sir, to give the vote of thanks. After that, I will be sharing the feedback link. So it's a request to all the participants to please stay connected. Do not leave the session. Over to you, sir. Sir?
I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. A very good evening to one and all, and my heartfelt thanks to our eminent guest speaker, Dr. Moumita Gangopadhyay. So I thank you for accepting our invitation for the interactive talk, and it's a webinar. So it was a research-oriented talk from a great woman scientist, and you know the topic of your collection is so useful in this time because the smart agriculture is really a great concept to increase the quality and quantity of the crops. And in India, it's more important to aware all the peoples, farmers and researchers to build their concept and the various smart agriculture techniques. So likewise, we sustain towards the hunger-free world and and you know the topic of your collection is so relevant and inside knowledge and to move towards the awareness, all the practices and you know say and I hope all are liking it too. And so thank you for spare your precious time and share your work with us. And it was a great experience, and it's given me a immense pleasure to deliver a vote of thanks to today's speaker, Dr. Moumita Gangopadhyay. And once again, I thank you, ma'am, for such an interesting talk. Your dedication and work in the field, not only the science, I mean, I also a betterment of a scientific society. It's really commendable. Hats off to you, ma'am, as a great woman scientist, and your long journey of your research is so impressive.
Thank you
I'm
so
looking
much.
forward. Yeah, I'm looking forward for your guidance in future too. Thank you once again. And now my heartfelt thanks to our organizer, event coordinator, Dr. Kavita Pal, Dr. Vedpal Singh Parihar, Dr. Manupriya Parma, Dr. Sudeep, and our organizer, Miss Ananya Chakrabarti, Miss Neha Mahajan, Mr. Shreyans, Miss Devasri Roy, and my. And without the support of the organizer, Miss Neha and Miss Ananya, it is not possible to organize. So That's up to you all, and my dear students and researchers. Thank you for joining and invest your precious time for listening to talk and support us. Last but not the least, on the behalf of Biosetup Life Science, I thank each and every person for contribution to make this webinar a successful one. And I'm looking forward for arranging many such events to let people know about the process made in science. So thank you all. Have a good day ahead. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so for behalf of me also again, happy Teacher's Day to everyone. Good night.
All from many events with you, ma'am. I was really enjoyed.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.